Hey everybody, welcome back to Welcome Grove Homestead. My name is Amanda and I want to go fishing. So as I'm walking out of the pond, one thing I realized we haven't talked to you guys about is this apple tree behind me. Literally within the first couple of weeks of us moving here, this apple tree was halfway down in a storm. So we still haven't had the time to come out and really kind of deal with it. But surprisingly, this half of the tree is still alive and trying to ripen its fruit. But we really don't want to let it do that at this point because it's really overburdened with a lot of fruit and I don't think any of it is going to ripen very well. So we need to cut off this half to preserve the fruit on the other half. Sadly, I am not 12 feet tall and I don't have a chainsaw, so I'm not going to do it today. It's not a one-person job. So I'm gonna go fishing and see if I can't maybe catch something for some dinner tonight, because I've hardly fished in this thing since we got started with work. Well, I was fishing and Gideon decided to join me. And just went out and swam right out where I was casting. So I'm pretty sure he spooked off any fish in my casting range. Thank you so much, Gideon. Guess I gotta go back to being like productive. Well, at least he just had a bath, so you know. At least he's enjoying himself. Ooh. Something stirred the water over there. He's going to check it out. Probably a turtle. I certainly hope you enjoyed yourself, sir. I will say this, it's a lot easier to navigate now that everything's been mowed down and baled. Now you can actually just walk around all the crazy overgrown edges of the pond. Okay, I'm walking up and I saw this on the fence and I was like, oh, what kind of bird is that? And I got closer. It's not a bird. It's an apple jammed on the barbed wire. I want to know if that happened on its own or if somebody skewered it on there. I mean, that's hilarious. You know, I was trying to fish and then there was a dog who came and interrupted. So I went and checked the mail. I'm walking up my driveway and I just thought it was just a wonderful moment to just sit and enjoy just being. That is one thing that I just absolutely love about this property and about our new life. I mean, honestly, I have been insanely busy the past 6 weeks, but man, oh man, it is so good to just take a few minutes and to just be in this new life. To just find a little grassy spot on a hill, listen to the birds. Granted, I think the neighbor across the street may be mowing something. There's some noise, but just feels good. There's a breeze, the birds are singing, the air just smells clean. I love this place. It's just, there wasn't that feeling back in California. There was no like, I'm gonna just go outside and just breathe and just exist. I'm not saying there aren't places in California that you can do that. It just didn't exist for me in my location. What are the odds that I have helicopter noise? Those of you that are new here to our channel, our old house was right by a hospital. Oh wow, there's another one. A lot of helicopter traffic out here today. But our old house was next to a helicopter pad hospital, so we had very frequent helicopter traffic. And it's kind of cracking me up that I'm out here trying to film, and of all things, there's helicopter noise. But yeah, our old property, our old home, was, you could see the parking garage from a hospital from our front yard. And so we were very close. And we were about 2 blocks away from a fire station, so there was always noise. There's some noise, I mean, like the neighbor mowing. The helicopters, that was a first. That was funny. But generally speaking, you're not dealing with a lot of noise out here, and I love it. Okay, now for real, I have to get up and go be productive. But it was good to just take a moment and just be. Make sure you guys do that. Just take a moment and just be. I can feel my heart swell with the Lord's presence when I just take a moment and stop being busy in my new life and just breathe and remember to be thankful for it. It's like you get a little overwhelmed in the craziness and the busyness, because I mean, we have grown exponentially very quickly. And we're handling it all right. It's just you kind of get swept up in the busyness. Don't forget to take a moment and appreciate the things that God has given you. So it is now later in the day. I've ran some errands, picked up hopefully a new solution for the rabbits regarding their temperature, but we're actually having some cooler days, so it's not like super urgent for me to get that implemented. But one thing that was more urgent is that Caleb's turkeys need a bigger feeder. They still had like the little chick feeder. They keep knocking it over, and they pretty much eat everything out of it each day. So I got them a feeder that's a little bit bigger, but still small enough to fit in their little tractor as well as in their brooder, because they still go in there at night for now. So now they should be much more fed during the day. They've just been plowing through the little feeder. So I'm really excited for those guys to be moving up, because it does mean that our little feeder is now going to be freed up for our new chickies that are arriving very soon. Guys, I wish so badly that we had like smell-o-vision, because this barn smells amazing. Deep breath. I love, love, love the smell of hay. There are a few smells that are just special to me that, I don't know, some people find them offensive. I love the smell of hay and the smell of horse sweat and the smell of oak trees and pipe tobacco. Like, there's just weird things that I love the smell of. Like, oh man, if they had like an air freshener that smelled like fresh hay, I would totally have that in my house. So like my one great, not even a great sadness, but just like, I wouldn't even call it a disappointment. It's just one thing that we haven't been able to do yet, and that is putting in a garden. And I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it very keenly, especially right now when it's like summertime and things are supposed to be ripening and harvesting. It's hard. It's hard to be in a position of, I have all this land, but I don't have a garden in it. Oh man, it's just a season that we're in right now. Like even trying to do smaller garden ideas, it's like that's just more money that we would have to put into it right now, when a lot of our finances are being diverted to other projects for now. And we've got a plan for my actual like garden space, but a lot of that is being resolved by the pigs are tilling it up, and they've been doing a great job, especially since we just had some wet weather come in. But there is one little thing that I'm very excited to see here in the raised bed that is pre-existing with the house. And the reason that I have not gardened in this raised bed is because of this red bud tree. It's a volunteer, but we were told that my epic tree over here is on its last legs and it probably is not going to live much longer. So the suggestion by Randy was that in the fall winter, we're going to transplant this tree to go be our new epic tree. So it has to stay there for the summer, which meant that I couldn't use this bed really. But it does have this one volunteer tomato. I have no idea what kind it is. I don't know what size it is. All I know is that it's a tomato, and I'm very happy about its presence. So that one little tomato is like, it was a big surprise to find it, because that box was actually full of weeds, and I decided to clear them out and just open it up around that tree, and I discovered that little thing, and I was like, oh, I have a tomato! I have one tomato! I'm so excited. I don't know if it's actually going to do anything, because it does seem to get quite a bit of shade, but you never know, and it's free. Hey guys, I'm back in the kitchen, only this time it's not for people. This time it's worming day. Tuesdays are my worming day. So I am preparing my dewormer. Right now I'm actually mixing up the dosage balls for the dogs, because they do love them oh so very much. Because I have had questions from a few of our viewers about how I make my dosage balls, it's actually really simple. The formula that I found was actually Molly's Herbals, where I actually got the product. They do have a suggested recipe for making dosage balls, and theirs makes like more. I just prefer to just go ahead and make them fresh. So I did the calculations and I did the math and figured out exactly how much of everything I need. And since I have 3 dogs and the dosage for each dog is 1 teaspoon, I just do a tablespoon, because there are 3 teaspoons in 1 tablespoon. This is actually a half tablespoon measuring spoon, so I had to do 2. It also gets mixed in with 1 teaspoon of flour, and those act together as a binding agent. And now we're going to match whatever amount we did of the worming powder, which is 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. Because, you know, dogs just hate peanut butter. They just can't stand it. No, seriously. They do love it. Their very first dosage balls, they were a little bit like, not even apprehensive, just very unsure of it. And so they like spit it out, rolled it around, messed with it. But now it's been, let's see, this is the 4th week of deworming. So they are pretty well used to it, and they love it. They gobble them down pretty quick to try and make sure the other 2 dogs don't get theirs. So it's just, you put the peanut butter in with the powder, and you're just gonna mix it with your hands, get all sticky and gooey until all of the powder gets picked up by the peanut butter. If you have to add a little bit extra flour just to help it bind together and not be like a gooey mess, that's totally fine. You can make dosage balls for livestock, for like goats and things like that. Now, the reason that I do not make dosage balls for the goats is because my Nigerians have taken it upon themselves to hate molasses. And the dosage balls are usually made with honey or molasses. Honey is just flat too expensive for me to be pouring it down my animals' throats. Especially when it's like I have already found something that works, which is to drench it. They don't fight me too bad, at least not the little goats. The big goats have not yet actually joined my routine, my regimen, because I just flat don't have enough formula on hand to make sure that everybody can complete the course. So I need to order some more to be able to put the large goats on the routine, on the worming schedule. And so I've been trying to just figure out how I want to do that, because I might just hold off until we like start the cycle over again so that everybody's on the same schedule. So I'm pretty sure that the big goats will just join in on the next round of dewormer so that everyone is on the same schedule, and I'll have enough supplies to get everybody through the routine. There we go. Okay. So So now we have one solid ball of peanut butter and herbs. Like I said, I have 3 dogs and I have one big ball here. Really easy fix. Just elongate it just a little bit and just break it into 3 equal pieces. And then you can roll each ball into a ball, and the dogs love it. They're not always 100% the same size, but my dogs aren't 100% the same size. Cindy, here. You want yours? Gideon? No.
Gideon, come.
There you go.
Here.
There it goes. You already had yours. Clover. Clover says it's almost milking time. There you go. Yeah. Delicious.
Yeah.
Alright, we've got our sludge here. Isn't that beautiful? Hercules, get out of the way. Good girl. She says, ugh, yuck. Yeah. Yeah, you like this stuff. So John likes the dewormer. He would probably drink it. Of course, now it's all over me.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for joining me on my little fishing break and then getting some deworming done. As always, this is your country nerd with a goat herd that needs to be milked, saying that you can grow where you're planted.